Alright, it's good to be back. Episode 5. What was I doing? I was reading. I was reading electronics skill. Here, let me activate some bandages on myself, because my character's a little fucked up right now. So I'm gonna get electronics level 3. Zombie, where did that zombie even come from? Are they respawning? Let me activate my smartphone and play music so I stay focused here. So yeah, this episode I probably gonna install trunks and a bed inside of this solar-powered SUV. So we'll end up having 6 trunk spaces probably, and then a bed spot as well next to the driver's seat. I'll repair basically the entire vehicle too. I'm not gonna bother armoring this vehicle because it really doesn't need it. People make like death machines, which are like armored cars that are designed to ram zombies. I mean, you can make those if you want to, but I just don't see a purpose really in doing that. Especially when you can kill zombies and gain XP through killing zombies. Okay, I think zombies are spawning next to me. This is strange. I'm not sure what's going on here. Maybe they're just walking over here from the mall? What I should do is I should set up a base. And I will eventually, in an episode, I will set up a base. Just because it makes stuff a lot easier. It makes reading a lot easier and organization a lot easier. Leveling skills just easier because you auto eat and drink. I don't have to bother manually drinking and eating all the time. Yeah, but this episode I'm going to do some vehicle mechanics stuff. It would be cool to install like a M240 on top of this atomic SUV. I think that would be cool. Okay, I'm going to show you guys how to clean water because I'm not sure if I showed how to clean water. I think in that footage that I got corrupted, I think I had water. I boiled some water, so I mean you can watch my episode for base tutorial, like the base tutorial video that I made. It shows you how to clean water. All you have to really do is open up the crafting menu, shift 7, just type in clean water, and you'll notice that we need a running, it shows you all the stuff you need, you can use to boil water here. And you just need something with boiling quality. So I'm going to press B and I'm going to batch craft like 15 clean water. Because 1 gallon jug stores 15 water. I'm going to pour this into that gallon jug that I have. For now, this is a really easy way to clean water. I want to get high enough electronic skills so I could start installing solar panels. As well as... So, I'm going to put more solar panels on this car, and I'm going to end up eventually putting solar panels on a house. You really don't need a ton of solar panels, which is nice, because you can kind of set up all your tools on solar power pretty easy in this. You don't need that high of electronic skill to do that. It's a lot easier than having to deal with getting fuel for tools and stuff. That's right, I did forget to grab those, a welding mask. I will have to go back and grab that, which won't be that hard. I remember there was a welding mask. Okay, let's sleep. I'm just gonna find a bed I can just sleep in. What am I doing right now? Electronics is at level 3. So let's check this. If I want to install, say, a solar panel, more solar panels, I need mechanics 4. So the goal right now is to get more solar panels for this vehicle. I'm going to end up adding 4 more. We currently have 4 solar panels. I'll add 4 more. What kind of solar panels are these? These are just default ones. So 4 more solar panels on the top. We'll add 2 storage spaces and then we'll add a bed. And this will be like a perfect mobile base just for like looting. And we'll have tons of storage too. And I'm not gonna put like those massive... There are massive cargo spaces that you can add, which carry a ton of items, but those are kind of heavy, and I don't really want to have a super heavy vehicle. because it requires more engine power to run that. Do we need welding equipment to install solar panels? No, we do not. We just need to bolt them on. That's convenient. Oh, shit. I ended up actually clipping the tree that time. I broke the windshield a little bit, but windshields are pretty easy to replace in this. So I'm not too bothered. I mean, this is mainly why I like these, like, smaller vehicles, is because, like, yeah, they break faster, but they're also really fucking easy to fix. So it's like, it's not really, I'm not really that concerned, because there's vehicles all over the place. Like, if I want to replace parts on this vehicle, it's not hard to do. Whereas if you have an armored vehicle, you have to find armored parts, and that's kind of, can be kind of annoying. Oh, I forgot to grab my wrench, of course I did. I have a workshop toolbox in here, so yeah, I should probably focus on putting all my tools in here first. I can't remember if I did that or not. So this solar panel, I'm only going to take the solar panels that are in good condition. Of course, there's a zombie right here. Yeah, that workshop toolbox we found last episode is going to allow us to basically work on almost any sort of vehicle. It's going to allow us to craft a lot of things. This is why finding a toolbox is just a very nice thing to have. I may as well just take off this broken solar panel too. I may as well just take the solar cells from that. And we can use those solar cells to repair damaged solar panels. So what we can do now is we can install solar panels from this other vehicle. Of course, we're gonna get interrupted. It's fine. Didn't lose any time there because it's coded. The game's coded well. But we got interrupted for a second. I'm gonna actually crouch here so the zombies can't see me. So let's get a solar panel down here. You need a decent amount of electronic skill to repair solar panels, so level 6 electronics, we're at level 3. We have the books to get to that level, so that's fine. But we're gonna need a lot more solar panels, or solar cells rather. And you get solar cells by, you know, dismantling... Grab all those spare parts. By dismantling solar panels and finding them from broken solar panels like we just did. Let's check what this has. This has 2 large storage batteries that are completely fine. I think what I might do here is rip these off and put them, because this is an electric SUV here, this vehicle we're scavenging from. And our vehicle is also an electric SUV, and it runs on 2 large storage batteries. I think what I'll do is I'll take these storage batteries off this broken SUV here and put them on mine. I mean, they're good condition. And it's going to allow us to store more potential battery charge. They do weigh quite a bit, I mean, is that... Okay, yeah, they weigh about 165 pounds each, which is quite a lot, but, I'm not going to be installing large cargo, systems in here, so our vehicle is going to stay relatively light. So you notice on this space here we have large storage batteries installed. I'm just going to install them behind. See, large storage battery. We're going to need to weld them on. And they're pretty heavy, so I'm going to just throw them in the back of our SUV here. Remove that note. Delete it. I'm sure there's more solar panels that I just didn't note. What I think I'll do is I'm gonna go grab that, I want to get our loot situation sorted out right now. This vehicle wreck here is driving me nuts. I hate having to go around it every time. Okay, so I'm gonna get that welding mask. So I'm just gonna quickly drive all the way back over there, Need for Speed style. My character's hungry and thirsty. I should probably deal with that. It's fine if this one of these windshields breaks. I can just rip a windshield off another vehicle and just stick it on this one, so it's not really that big of a problem. Okay, there's solar panels right here. We will need those, so we may as well take those while we're already here. But I lost my wood axe for a second. I just wielded out those storage batteries earlier. Okay, let's deal with these zombies first. May as well get them out of here while we have the opportunity. So since this whole episode is going to be more vehicle themed, last episode we found the tools to start up vehicle mechanics. I will go over some of the more vehicle-oriented stuff in this video. For example, like cargo spaces right here. Cargo spaces are these cells. They can store 500 liters of items, which is a lot. I mean, a conventional storage trunk, like the ones in my vehicle, only store 160 liters, whereas these store 500. But the problem is, there's a trade-off here. So you'll notice cargo space, 500 liters. If we install a cargo space inside of our vehicle here, inside of one of these empty spaces where we can install that, you'll notice cargo space, 400 pounds. So they weigh quite a lot. I mean, 440 pounds versus how much is the trunk, just a normal trunk weigh? A normal trunk only weighs 44 pounds. So when you're putting in large cargo spaces inside of a vehicle, for instance, you're adding a lot of weight to that vehicle. So you're going to need bigger engines. It's going to require more battery storage and more power to run that. I like having a lot of trunks inside a vehicle like this. I just like having smaller vehicles because I'm not collecting a ton of items, really. I mean, I like to collect guns and ammo and stuff, and I do that, but I usually end up dumping all my gear off at my base, and then I loot more, right? So I really don't find the need, the necessity for having these big cargo spaces inside of these smaller type vehicles. If you're gonna make a mobile base, go ahead. I mean, put 2 engines inside of a vehicle, 2 V8s or a V12 engine inside of a mobile base, or maybe like you know, a big electric battery, or electric motor rather, instead of a mobile base, you'll be able to move that base around, you know, that bigger vehicle around with more weight inside of it. But right now I'm not really focused on making a mobile base. I'm focusing on making a very useful sort of excursion type vehicle here. And I think what I might do is I might leave these solar panels as they are, like this. I might put more solar panels on the back here, but I'm probably going to put a turret. I'm probably going to put like an M240B 7.62 machine gun on the top. So I'll be able to use a machine gun and just, if I need it, right? If there's, say, a big zombie that I need to kill with a machine gun while I'm driving around, or if I just need to deal with zombies. I mean, I might even put 2 turrets. I might put a 5.56 turret and a 7.62 turret on the top, which is an option that you can have, something to think about. Let's remove this solar panel. Are there any more zombies here? I don't think there are. Let me eat some food before I do this, because I haven't really... Some food inside of this bus. There's a zombie right here. I mean, you could even attach, like, machine guns to, like, shopping carts and stuff, which is kind of hilarious. Yeah, there's a zapper zombie here. Side of my car. Okay, yeah, so the large storage batteries on this are toast. But I do want these solar panels. It will come in handy for when I get an actual base set up. These extra solar cells, too. And I'm keeping some extra chunks of metal just because I might end up crafting my own weapon eventually. Well, I probably will this in this series just to show how to do that. So, like, this would be a pretty decent vehicle if you're gonna make, like, a mobile base. I mean, this would be a pretty decent sort of vehicle for that. If you're looking for, like, the skeleton of a vehicle that you want to set up, like a tour bus would be a pretty decent vehicle for that. I mean, I'd much prefer, like, an APC, honestly, or a security van myself, but... Preferably an APC, but... I'm not gonna really focus on making a mobile base. I mean, maybe if this this tutorial series lasts for quite a while. Yeah, there's a lot of zombies to the south here. Sorta need to go there. Oh, it should be fine. Let's see, let's reduce the speed here. We didn't hit too many zombies, I don't think. Hit some zombies. There's a lot of zombies here. I need to... Jeez. Pulling out a grenade launcher right now. Oh, there's a Humvee here. Shocker zombie, man. I think he hit me a little bit, but not too much. Okay, I'm gonna park here. Run out. Let's walk inside. I just need welding goggles, just a welding mask. There we go. I don't think I left anything behind here. Okay, some zombies are here. I'm just gonna exit out the back. I'm not even gonna bother with these. Okay, I'm gonna drop my bag here. So I have a nice little funnel here, so they can't really overwhelm me. That's the biggest problem, like when you're fighting hordes, the best way to deal with them is to get them into a funnel like this. Because if they overwhelm you, they will overwhelm you. Um, don't let hordes overwhelm you, is basically what I'm saying. Oh, this zombie has an M4, that's pretty nice. I need to find a gun repair kit, because a lot of these guns I'm finding are kind of broken a little bit. Let's check on this vehicle. Yeah, our wheels have taken some damage so far, but not a lot. Okay, the windshield, these two windshields are broken technically, but that's fine. Not really too concerned right now. Let's see, where do I need to go from here? I think I'll just drive this way. Or this was a relatively clear area in the last episode. Can I squeeze through there? Trying to minimize the amount of zombies I hit. Because I don't want to mess up my engine, really. Or my motor, rather. Okay, this is not ideal. Pretty sure I can squeeze through here, though. Okay, I ended up hitting that. Let's see if I can maneuver this. Come on. Come on. Break the mirror off of that vehicle. Let's go right through here, through the mall. I missed my turn. So yeah, you can see how good vehicles are in this game. They're just very useful to have in general, because even though I'm damaging my vehicle a little bit, it doesn't matter that much because it's not really that difficult to repair. So these windshields, I'll eventually reinforce these windshields, and I'll eventually remove all these extra doors that I don't really need and replace them just with quarter panels. Let's get rid of that zombie there. So let's dump all this stuff that we don't need inside of our vehicle right now. Okay, that's perfect. So yeah, let's start working on this vehicle. I mean, we have everything we really need right now. So I want to install a bed first. All we need is like a seat to make a bed and welding equipment. So we install the bed in there. I need to find just a pillow and a blanket right now, so it'll boost my my ability to sleep. So we'll drop our pillow and our blanket in the bed. I forgot I have a shotgun in the seat. I should probably try to memorize that I have that there. So now we need to install 2 more trunks. Right here and right here. So what I'll do is I'll just go to those tiles. We need a steel frame. And what I'll do to get a steel frame is I'll just start removing stuff from this car that we don't really need. So like, for example, there's a quarter panel here. We'll get sheet metal from that. It tells you in the top right what it gives you for removing it, so We'll eventually need sheet metal for, I think, reinforcing windshields. Okay, this will give us a steel frame. If we take off the doors... So yeah, we'll just start ripping off all these doors from this vehicle here. Gives us steel frames, and then we'll be able to use those steel frames to make trunks. We could also rip off the frames themselves, but this is the most easiest. It's the most easiest way to do this. So let's get a trunk in there. 2 more trunks. And then we're going to install a recharging station in one of these trunks. And this recharging station is going to draw power from the batteries inside of the electric SUV, and it's going to recharge all of our tools inside of that trunk space. So for example, I think I'll install it probably here next to this bed. So we'll go to our bed, we'll go down 1, install a recharging station. And this recharging station now is just kind of placed over the trunk. And this will recharge everything, every electronic tool that we place in there, which is really useful. So, for example, we'll move some items around here. This arc welder, for example, medium batteries. All these batteries I want to have fully charged up from the solar panels. I'm going to keep all my tools inside of this just because I'll probably keep all my guns and whatnot, all my weapons inside of this space here, and then my tools in here. Just so they're easy to access. So for example, let's grab the arc welder and the medium battery, and let's reload the arc welder with just a medium battery is fine, I suppose. Let's drop our arc welder in that tile and that trunk again with the recharging station. And then let's control our vehicle electronics, and let's turn on the recharger. And let's wait like a minute by holding down space or 5 or whatever. Let's check on the batteries, and you'll notice the batteries are now charging up. And they're drawing power from our storage batteries in here. These storage batteries are what runs the electric motor on the car, and they also run the battery charger, and they're recharged by the solar panels. So yeah, we basically have infinite power now, so it's going to be nice having that inside of a vehicle. Portable welding equipment, basically. We'll eventually find an electric forge, and it'll allow us to forge things and allow us to recharge it via that recharging station as well. I might have to make one of those because I haven't found one yet. Tailoring kit, we'll need that. Medium battery, we'll need that. I may as well take the duct tape and the super glue and the repair kit. Why not? I suppose. So any of my useful tools, any tools that I think are going to be useful to us, I'm going to put in our tool box or in our tool trunk. Just kind of the useful stuff that I might need. And any of our guns as well. So right now I should probably search through my guns a little bit just to figure out what I have and what I don't have. This Glock 18 is probably going to be my ideal weapon just because Glock mags are so abundant in this. And 9mm is also very abundant. Glock 18, and I'm going to start just unloading all of these guns. This MP5 would also be nice to have as well. M17s are also pretty common pistols too. But the Glock 18C is full auto, so it has a little bit more damage potential if I run across something that's not so nice to me. This is going to take a while to do. So unload all these extra magazines that I took out of these guns. The thing is about Mosins and sniper rifles is they have pretty long range for sniping turrets, so they're nice to have, so I'm going to keep those. Okay, let's drop some of these guns. Ammo and magazines. To that box there. Okay, this military exosuit, I might want to keep this around. I might test it out. I'm not entirely sure how they work, or how much energy they use. I want all these MREs inside of my vehicle, just to have food. Also take all those bandages, all that gauze, all that morphine. And it would be nice to have all these books as well, but I probably won't keep these inside of my vehicle. I'll store those inside of my base when I set up my base. I'll move all those tool items into my tool trunk. So yeah, I mean, we haven't used a lot of trunk space really. I mean, 78 liters and then 41 liters. Not even close to 162 liters on both of these, so we got plenty of space. What I'll do is I will install a water tank underneath, like inside of the vehicle, and I'll purify water, you know, outside of the vehicle at my base, and then I'll keep the clean water inside of my car. And then I can hook up a sink to one of these tiles, probably this tile right here, and then we could drink water, clean water, without having to like take up trunk space at all. Because I could just stick a 60-liter tank in here. So we'll wall a metal water tank in to this car. I remember there being a tank up here. We'll just open the construction menu, we'll deconstruct simple furniture, deconstruct the tank. Let's grab that metal tank. May as well grab some of this metal here. It's nice to have extra metal. Water faucet too, we'll need that for the faucet inside of our vehicle. I won't have to make a faucet, so that's nice. Let's install another tank in here. I'm just going to install it just right here underneath the tile. So vehicle tank, there's a vehicle tank right here. You'll notice it doesn't actually take up that much weight, only 12 pounds, which is like nothing. I suppose having it filled up with water is going to be a lot heavier. Let's install a water faucet too. 2 minutes to install that. Let's wield our wood axe if I can find it. So there's a metal tank here with diesel in it. Preferably I'd like to find a tank that's not full of gasoline. So there's one over here on this building. Yeah, you can easily find metal tanks just by climbing buildings and looking on rooftops. Okay, let me drop my bag. There's a few zombies here. Yeah, I'm at that point now where my character's pretty trained at fighting. Of course, I need to worry about stamina still. Stamina management and all that. Let's unload all this ammo from this zombie here. Tactical full helmet. Does this cover the mouth? I'm not sure if I've ever seen this item before. Yeah, 20 encumbrance on the mouth. Can it be activated to lift like the face shield or something? I guess not. You don't really want mouth encumbrance because it reduces stamina. Yeah, there's an M240 on this Humvee, so I'm gonna rip this M240 off. It takes 30 seconds. And the turret mount as well, it takes 5 minutes. And now there's an M240 here and a turret mount. Take those. We're gonna install that M240 on our electric SUV. Let's deconstruct this tank here. It's nice to have extra metal because we'll be using it for certain projects. Install the M240 here. Let's put a turret mount down so we can attach an M240 to it. Let's use that arc welder. We can install a mounted M240. We need rifles too. For whatever reason, we need rifles too to install an M240 to a turret mount. That's kind of weird in my opinion. I'm not sure why, you know, you would need to be trained in rifles to install a turret mount for a machine gun. I guess we'll keep that for now. I mean, you'd think a mechanic would be able to install that, but whatever. Okay, let's grab that, that water tank. And let's find a source of water here. Yeah, there's a pond just right south of here. So I'm gonna fill this entire water tank up with water and then just purify it all in one go. Zombie soldier just stole that 60-liter tank from me. It's kind of funny. I'm gonna need that back. I mean, how much does this thing weigh? It weighs 54 pounds. How did he manage to grab that from me? Wield our wood axe again. Yeah, we're just cutting through soldier zombies now. I mean, the wood axe is a very powerful weapon. That extra armor penetration's pretty useful. And it also knocks back zombies too, which is pretty nice. And of course, now the tough zombie wants to come over here. Okay, it's full now. Let's take a little shortcut here. Okay, drop that again. These zombies keep on pouring in from the small north of here. Okay, let's purify a lot of water. We can fill the SUV actually, which is nice. So I'll just do that. We didn't even need to go grab that extra tank then. I think I'll make around, like, I'll probably just try to fill it up, honestly. Well, may as well while we're here. And we won't have to worry about it in the future. Let's activate our atomic smartphone for the light. Let's press A to activate that in progress. Clean water and resume crafting it. Now we can activate the sink that we installed right here on this tile. If we activate this, we press E and then the direction, we can have a drink now. So really easy to just drink water that way. 36 liters of clean water inside of our vehicle, and it doesn't take up any of the space here in the trunk, so that's really nice. We can sleep inside of our vehicle. Yeah, we can also sleep during the day too if we just put on a blindfold. I don't even bother with adding curtains to the vehicle because if there are zombies, I can just deal with them. I don't really mind. Okay, what should I do? I should just start repairing this. So we need chunks of rubber to repair the tires. I suppose removing vehicle wheels that are destroyed is one of the easiest ways to get rubber chunks like that. So yeah, salvaging vehicles to repair other vehicles is just one of the best ways to go about that. So we'll press R to repair. Let's repair that tire. It only takes 5 minutes. We have so much duct tape, so we just use duct tape to repair that stuff. Let's repair... Okay, ultralight frame, extra light frame. We need aluminum ingots. We might have to dismantle another vehicle to repair the frame on this car. I'm gonna remove these doors here. These 2 extra doors, we really don't need them. I suppose since this vehicle is longer, it might be better to have a door here, so we could access all the cargo spots. So I think I'll do that. So we're going to install a quarter panel right here. Use our arc welder. And then we'll remove the quarter panel south of that. And then we'll add a door there. And then we'll just, I guess it doesn't really matter what shape it is. Now once we go inside of this door, we have access to all of our trunk spaces here, and I'll do that on the other side as well. So directly across from this door, let's remove the quarter panel. Let's remove the door here. Let's install the quarter panel here. This isn't really necessary, but this will help just adding items in and taking items out. Because this vehicle is a longer vehicle. So now we have some sheet metal here, which I'll probably use to reinforce the windshield. So what we'll do is we'll remove these windshields here. Takes about 18 minutes. We'll get broken glass. Yeah, glass shards from that. And then we'll just remove the windshield from this. Only takes 18 minutes. So you can see, like, it doesn't really take very long to work on vehicles, really. So now can we install we install crude plating over it with sheet metal. It adds 300 durability. So I'm thinking crude plating might be the way to go. But we also have the option for reinforced windshield, but we need a sheet of reinforced glass. So I'm wondering if you could see through crude plating or not. I guess I'll try that. I'm curious what crude plating looks like. Can you see through it? Can you not see through it? Is there arc welder? So we have crude plating over the window here. It doesn't look like it's changed anything visually. We'll partially protect other components on the same frame from damage from direct attacks, but not from the shock damage of a distant collision. So if you want to change the part shape, you can just press P and it'll open up this menu where you can change how the part visually looks on the vehicle. I think that looks fine. Curious what it looks like when I change it to that. I think that looks better. So let's install a windshield. And we'll also add crude plating to that as well. It seems that these two windshields get hit the most, so I also want to change how the door looks. Okay, that didn't change anything. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's start just repairing anything that we possibly can right now. So like this wheel hub assembly. I need to get inside my vehicle because my tools are in here. So like this trunk, for example. Repair this trunk. I don't want my items potentially breaking and falling out. Okay, really all we need to do now is repair like some frame parts. I don't like that this large electric motor is right here. I think what I'll do is I'll remove the electric motor from the front. And I'm gonna move it somewhere further back. Probably somewhere in the middle of the vehicle. Have a mid-engine electric SUV. I think I'll do that. Mainly because I don't want the vehicle motor to take damage whenever I hit something. So for example, if I hit something in the front of the vehicle, it's going to damage parts near the front of the vehicle. If I have my parts near the middle of the vehicle, they're going to take less damage. I'm going to install crude plating on all of these windshields and most of the doors as well. So just crude plating on the door, and crude plating on the other door as well. Yeah, I don't think this vehicle has any headlights currently. So we're gonna have to change that. So we do already have one reinforced headlight. When you install a headlight, you have to choose the direction where the headlight faces. So I'm going to press the 8 key or the north key. Or actually, we need to press enter first. So I want the headlight to face this way, so I'm going to do this. So the headlight should face north. And let's check. First, I accidentally pressed the wrong button. Reinforced headlight. So we need some wires, which are easy to get, and a car headlight, and some tape, and then we can make a reinforced headlight. And reinforced headlights are useful because normal headlights break. Our headlights are already broken. So let's rip a headlight off. this car over here. And we can get some wire really easily. Okay, there's a fence to the south, just right over there. Did not mean to wield the workshop toolbox, but whatever. Okay, we can use cut metal. Okay, wow, okay. So that didn't give me any wire, but it did give me chunks of steel, which is good to know. I didn't even know that. So if you use cut metal in a workshop toolbox or a toolbox, you can cut down chain link fences, and it gives you chunks of steel and pipes. That's actually quite useful, because chunks of steel are used for, like, any sort of recipe that requires metal, really, requires chunks of steel, usually. That's very useful to know, actually. So I'm gonna do that. Then what I'll do now is I'll wield the wood axe. The keybind keeps on changing for whatever reason. We'll smash the fence here, and it'll give us some wire. You could also use a pair of bolt cutters as well to get even more wire. Okay, let's craft that reinforced headlight, duct tape, arc welder. Like so, reinforced headlight, facing north. There we go, now we got reinforced headlights, we have reinforced windows and doors. We have solar panels set up. We have 4 storage batteries. Well, we have 2 storage batteries currently. I'm wondering if I can install more right now. Okay, I think I can't in that tile because there's a motor there already. Yeah, large storage batteries. We'll weld even more storage batteries in. 2 more of them. Now we have 4 large storage batteries. And how many solar panels? 7 solar panels. So yeah, like that's a lot of power accessible now to us. This is like the perfect vehicle setup in my opinion. Well, at least for like a quick, handy vehicle. It's also somewhat armored a little bit. So yeah, we got crude plating on the windshields and the doors. I'm not really gonna worry about the trunk doors, putting crude plating on those. I'll get rid of these zombies first. What is this right here? Plow. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna remove... Okay, let's... Zombies can't give me a break. Remove this door first. Zombies just don't want to give me a break, even though I'm nowhere near them. Okay, remove the extra light frame. Extra light frame, let's see what it says. 20 aluminum ingots. For dismantling, it takes about a minute, so let's press B to butcher. Actually, first I'm gonna enable my smartphone so I have some light because it's getting dark, and then we can press Shift B to butcher. Extra light frame. Dismantle that for the ingots. Grab all of those. And then my character's tired, so I guess I'll sleep. And I woke up to a skeletal brute. That's kind of funny. I think what I'll do is I'll immediately get in here and I'll back up. Let's turn on those headlights. Let's back up just a little bit. stop driving. I'll leave the headlights on. Let's grab the M1014 and test it out. Give it a whirl. Let's actually unload and reload it with some slugs here. 8 rounds. So I'm curious. Much slower than you, it's uninjured. I could probably fight this thing in melee combat, to be honest, but 58 damage. 55 damage. How injured is it now? Heavily injured. Well, let me drop the M1014 and wield the wood axe. He wasn't too hard to deal with. Okay, I'm keeping all my tools in here, so I'm gonna drop these ingots. How much space? 46. What does it look like now? 48, so that was really not that much space. Let's just start repairing all these frames. I want to have this vehicle just fully repaired for the most part. I'll get around to repairing the solar panels in the future. Okay, we're a little bit short on the aluminum. So let's go back and get a little bit more aluminum. Oh, where are these zombies coming from? There's a packed M72 law. That's interesting. You don't find those very often. Yeah, that's a rocket launcher. I'm not sure. I'm assuming this is just an anti-tank rocket. Let's drop that rocket launcher in our trunk. Dismantle that extra light frame. Only got 11 aluminum that time. Let's drop the aluminum in here. Let's drop these MREs in there. Let's continue trying to repair the rest of this vehicle. There we go, now our vehicle's basically fully repaired. Yeah, I mean, everything is basically topped up, besides some solar panels that are slightly broken, but you know, we don't have high enough electronics to really repair them yet, which is fine. I mean, we have plenty of power now, so I'm not really too worried about it. That tire shop would be a good base location. We can store our vehicle inside of there, and on the shelves we can have our gear. I might actually consider basing inside of that place. So yeah, I think I'm going to end the video here, since we basically did everything we needed on the car. In the next episode, I will probably focus on setting up a base location, and possibly even working on some tailoring skill and electronics skill as well.